How's it going, family? C.Mea here with another casting call. Today we're going to take a look at my newest project, not the one that's coming out next, but the one after that. The one that's coming out next, Star Wars Jar Jar Binks on Earth, is being made currently, so I'm working on the voicing for Eye of the Dragon in the meantime. So, X-Fighters Eye of the Dragon, the synopsis is there, which I will be reading. Shortly after the downfall of X-Fighters, an organization responsible for eradicating all evil across the universe with the help of many teams of capable fighters, Team Impact, located on Earth, receives a new mission. Team Impact and their leader, Maximus, travel to Alaska in order to track down suspicious drug deals, then realizing they're in for a lot more than they originally bargained for. After being sent by the organization on a false lead and straight into a mission far above their caliber, they are met with many personal and physical challenges as they strive to complete the mission and leave an impact on Earth. Constantly looked down upon for being weaker than Team Shinobi, the second Earth-based team, they must prove their worth to X-Fighters. Dragon's Eye, a mysterious drug that was banned shortly after the Second Galactic War for being its catalyst, is back. So that is the synopsis for Eye of the Dragon. It is very, very different. The fact that I'm not using any of the characters from my regular stop motions does make this a lot more different. The feel is going to be different as well. It's going to be less anime based and more of a James Bond kind of feel to it. But it should be interesting. The scripting was very, very difficult, but it has been fully finished, which is great. And we have 13 characters here. I'll go over how to voice shortly after, but for now I'll go over the characters. I will not read all the descriptions, but there will be a link to the Casting Call Club, or castingcall.club page below. Now, if you want to apply, you can apply either through castingcall.club or through my email, c.meax@gmail.com. c.meax.business@gmail.com. Sorry, I made a little mistake there. That is the correct email address. And I'll go over how to do everything and how to submit everything. If you do so in castingcall.club, there are a bit less rules because castingcall.club already has some rules. But if you apply for a character, please apply and read off all the lines, not just one or not just two. Everything that's available there, please go through it. Maximus is the main character. As you can see, paid amount $5, 5 USD, to whoever is going to be voicing Maximus, and same with Chandler, which is the main villain. Those two, I am offering $5 each. It is not much, but it still is just a little bit. Now, Maximus is also known as the Mechanic. That's his nickname. He is the leader of Team Impact, which is the second or team-based or Earth-based team, Team Shinobi being the other one. They go through their mission and whatnot. Maximus is the main character, the strongest guy, I guess, in the animation as well. Chandler is the villain, British accent. As you can see, there's some interesting information there. So if you want to go and voice Chandler, he's going to be appearing at the end of the animation and will be there for most of the final act. Aaron, Kate, a female voice actor, is needed for Kate. Xander and Joshua are the other members of Team Impact. Now for the bandits, we have a bunch of returning characters actually from X-Fighters Episode 1. The Evil Bone. I don't know why I almost blanked on that, but yeah, they are returning. They are the exact same villains. There's a story, there is a reason why they're in Alaska, why they somehow exited Ninjago Island, which is so restricted and so difficult to get to. Anyway, Bandit 1 is back. They don't have names, as always. Bandit 1 is back. Bandit 2, Bandit 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bandit 1 gets the most lines. Supporting character, Bandit 2, Bandit 3, and Bandit 4, I believe. No, just Bandit 2 and Bandit 3 are minor characters. They get 1 or 2 lines. This guy actually gets 3, but they're relatively short. Bandit 1 gets a lot more. And then Bandit 4, 5, and 6 only have 1 line, and their only purpose is to get hit once during the animation. Now if we go back up, we have Dennis, who is the secretary of the Earth HQ for X Fighters. So he has a bit of lore to him. You can look into it. There's some interesting clues, some interesting leads. Is he very important? Not really. He's just there. He does his thing. So, if you want to write a theory on that, there's not much material. But it's fairly easy to find the more hidden info, I guess, although it doesn't really impact the story too much. But Dennis has been a character that was mentioned a few times already in X Fighters. Actually, all of these characters have been mentioned or seen in the series before, besides Chandler. That is the only new character. You might be wondering where Maximus and the gang have appeared, and that was in the Season 2 finale at the very end, as a teaser. So those are all the characters. Feel free to apply again, either through castingcall.club or through my email. I will go over how to apply now. So I use Audacity. You can use whatever you want, as long as you can edit the audio. It is very, very important. If the audio is not edited, that's a 0. I'm just going to deny the application, unless it's clear. It has to be clear. That's the main thing. So if I say a line here, I will just, I don't know. Let's read what's on this eraser, because that feels more professional. Papermate for paper and film. So that is my line. Papermate for paper and film. It's too good, actually. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I want a bit of a challenge. Papermate for paper and film. Okay, that's perfect. This line is garbage now, which is great. That means we can edit it. So if we look over it, Papermate for paper and film. Actually, the P's are actually pretty good. This microphone isn't bad. I'm used to it. So the fact that there are no actual P's really helps there. But as you can see, this is not needed. This is a bit of background noise. This is a P, and this is a P. We want to remove all of that. Now, what I start with usually is I like to trim down the audio. So this is not needed, and this is not needed. But for the sake of noise removal, I will start, first of all, by applying a chain that normalizes the audio through a special way that I like to do. It makes the audio good. And as you can see, it even normalizes some background noise that we don't want here. Now, this chain is a little bit more specific. If you want something easier, you just go to normalize, and that's it. You click normalize. It helps a bit. Mine is better, but if the audio is too low, normalize. It's going to bring the audio to a normal level. If the audio is too low, I will not accept it. So, next step, there is some background noise. You want to select the background noise. If you have Audacity or any other program, they should have a noise reduction tool or noise removal tool. Here's where it is on Audacity. Get noise profile. Now you know what the noise sounds like. You want to click on it once again, and when you click OK, it's going to remove every sound that is similar to that. So there is no more sound, or no more, well, obviously there is sound, but no more noise. There's a little bit here and a little bit here, but that's not too bad. Now we want to trim down the audio. This is not needed. Please do not trim right at the end of the line, because even though it might not appear, the voice still needs to tone down and fade out. So there's a bit more of the voice that is not shown. So you want to leave a few millimeters on your screen. Just hit delete or cut, which is the scissors tool there. And before, it doesn't really matter. You can go a bit closer when it's before. So that is the new line. For paper and film. It is good, although I'm not a fan of the P's. So last step is to remove the P's with the equalization tool. Now I'll leave this on the screen for a few seconds. This is the setting that I use. It sounds complicated, but what you need to do is just click and drag some stuff. Just click and drag until your curve looks like this, and that should remove all the P's. That's what I do. Make sure the settings here are the same. I don't think I clicked any of that, but just in case. And I click OK here, and that kind of removes the P. I want to go a bit more around. Usually I like to go just where the P's at. So very, very tiny. Perfect. As you can see, the audio is going up and down. So that means some of it is being removed. There's also another P here. So I will remove it. Equalization, remove. Perfect. And if we listen to it again, shouldn't be as bad. I clicked something. That's okay. Papermate for paper and film. Now, it wasn't as aggressive already to begin with, so it's not too bad. But if it actually does peak, you wanna change it like that. The recording volume here is very important as well. If you're screaming, please put that down to like 0.9 or 0.8. It's gonna make sure that you don't hit the peaks, which is very important. Because if you start screaming, and this is at 100%, it will sound like you recorded in a tin can. So that's it. Make sure you select the right microphone here. That is it. That's all that's needed. Now for saving, export audio. I love you, Jay. That's a line by Dan, actually. But if you're voicing for, let's say, Chandler, there are 3 lines. 1, Chandler. That's all. You can put your name at the very end, sure, or put your name in the credits if you want, but the line has to start like that. If it does not start like this, the application will not be considered. 1, Chandler. 1, name of character. If it's line 2, 2, name of character. If it's line 3, 3, name of character. On castingcall.club, it says 0, 1, 2. They're using programming values from, they start the array at 0, but for the files, start 1, 2, and 3. That means when you send them, they'll all be in the right order. Everything's going to be good. And if you can't respect this, then you probably won't be able to respect doing the actual lines, which really, really rely on the numbers. And then you want to save it. Make sure it's MP3, M4A, or .wav, or wave, I guess. And that is it. That is how you do it. That's it. There's going to be another casting call next week. It will be reusing the same clip here, but that is going to be for X-Fighters Season 3 because that casting call is here as well now. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to apply, again, there's a link below. You can send all the applications to either castingcall.club or my email c.meax.business@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, Jane.